all the way across the street, but way down yonder. The Will and Tony Show. Guys, welcome.
Thank you so much. We're glad to be back.
I'm glad to have you here on this very, very dark night in Hillsborough, Kim. But it's bright up here in the studio because we got new light bulbs.
It is.
Must be what, when we had our
blinded.
fundraising campaign last week, they bought us new light bulbs.
I'm not entirely convinced that they're new light bulbs, or maybe they just cleaned them.
Yeah, that would
At
be
least
nice.
two of them.
Well, Will would like to jump in and have a song to start the show, so whatever you'd like to play would be great with us.
Let's do that, shall we, boys?
Sure.
Welcome, everybody. It's time for the Pass the Hat Show. Coming to you live from old downtown Hillsborough. It's Friday night and we're glad to be here, playing live and local for all you to hear. Hope we're coming through loud and clear tonight. We're the Will and Tony Show and we're playing live on Pass the Hat. It's been over a year since we've been back to old Hillsborough, but we've added one more, and now we have 4 in our show. It used to be just Tony, Andy, and me. Then came Garth, who made us complete. And now we're loving playing live here on WHUP. We're the Will and Tony Show, and we're playing live on Pass the Hat. Play it for me there, Garth. Now it's getting dark early. I hate to see the sun go down, but it's bright in the studio here in old Hillsborough town. We had some wood and nickel early on. I'm now ready to get some of this bourbon down. Here we're in our old Hillsborough town throwing around. We're the Will and Tony Show, playing for you live on Pass the Hat. How about that? Hey, boys, let's wrap this thing up. Could you do that okay?
All right, that was
Yes, indeed.
fantastic. Now that I got the levels dialed in, can you guys do that for real?
We can do it for real. It'll be totally different, though, but just like that.
Well, Will, welcome back to Hillsborough, and we're glad to get special dispensation for you to actually re-enter town,
Yep.
because I know you
That
were
took some doing.
you were run out of town several years ago.
I was yelled at twice just since we've been here. True.
So how about introducing the band?
All right, so I'm Will Baker, and to my immediate right is Tony Johnston, all the way from North Harlow, North Carolina. Did I say that correctly, Tony?
You did very well.
And then back there on the saxophone is Garth Haas, who is a native Hillsboroughan. That's right. And then we have Andy Allen over here from Morehead City.
Morehead City.
Morehead City. That's right. So we are very happy to be here, and we planned the whole day around it. As soon as we got here, had to go to the Wooden Nickel, as we sang about.
see some of the old places. And went over to Matthew's Chocolate, naturally. Had to see that. Matthew
Oh, of
wasn't
course.
there, but or he may have been hiding in the back.
He was probably hiding in the back. He saw you coming.
I was talking crap about him while I was in there, so I was waiting for him to come out.
My daughter works over there, so she'll report back.
Oh, good. Good. Was she working tonight?
She is. She's in the back.
Okay.
She's the one who makes all the hot chocolate.
Good deal. I was a little disappointed didn't have the Buddhist, but I understand. It's okay.
Yeah.
Got to do what you got to do.
Got to do what you got to do. Did you get any of the hot chocolate?
No, I did not.
Well,
I did not.
I highly recommend it.
I feel.
That's why people were yelling at you,
Is that it?
because you didn't get the hot chocolate.
Yeah. Knew.
I thought it was just
Now you
'cause
know.
By the look on your face, that you didn't have
That might have been. It was Jim Adams who also moved down to Little Washington, and so I'm walking across the street and I hear Will Baker, and I
Wait.
turn around and it's Jim Adams who came up from down east. That's amazing. We're infiltrating your town, sir.
Well, it's good to have Jim Adams back at least.
I love Jim. What a great guy. Yeah, I know. Everybody loves Jim. Yeah, he's got talent.
When you travel as mayor, do you have to carry the giant scissors with you?
No. No, and it only works in my town. And like I say, I just won re-election. I was running unopposed. There was 28 write-ins, and I think it was my neighbor because I encouraged him. I said, please do a write-in. I said, but don't use your name. Get everybody to write in not Will, K-N-O-T, Will. That way, if I lose in the morning, the radio would say, well, the mayor of Cape Carteret is not Will. So that would have been awesome.
Fair.
Winning.
It'd have been funny. You know, elections are strange things. You know, they talk about how important it is to vote, which naturally it is, very important, but it's more important to have something to vote for. So, you know, if good people don't run, then you elect bad people, which seems to be what we have a competition of going on the federal level, but we don't want to talk about that.
Well, we will hear more about Will's platform that's saving the coastline
I'm
here in a
for it.
minute, but we are here to have as much music as we can. So,
Well, let's
guys,
play another song. How do you feel about that?
we would love that.
This is a song about my dog, who's no longer with us, but I loved her very much, called Callie. And I'll try to remember it properly this time. She came out of nowhere, looking for a home. She was seeking some shelter, a place where she belonged. Callie, you're here, Callie, you're home. No need to run, no need to roam. Callie, you're home. The rain couldn't stop her, or the thunder in the clouds, from seeking this new life, the one that she knows now. Callie, you're here, Callie, you're home. No need to run, no need to roam. Callie, now you're home. It's your home. Callie, you're here, Callie, you're home. No need to run, no need to roam. Callie, you're here, Callie, you're home. No need to run, no need to roam. Callie, now you're home. Yes, you're home. Callie, you're home. Yes, you're home. Thank you.
That was fun and tight, but I made the bass player happy a little while ago.
Now you're going to tell them to break it down? Is that what you're going to
No,
tell
I'm not getting enough sax in the mix now.
Yeah. Yeah, probably what needs to happen is he needs to step back in that doorway. Because you're holding back, aren't you, Garth?
He's holding way back.
He's holding way back. I think if he steps back there and blows toward that window.
Don't open that door. Garth, come back, man.
Garth,
We
come
need
back.
you.
Don't listen to me.
Just don't hold back quite as much the next time we're playing a song.
And just-
And if you see me like blood coming out of my eyes and ears, then just dial it down just a little bit.
Just take a step back. Yeah.
Or we'll tell you, move a little forward.
Yes.
There you go. So
Because we'd like to stay friends
we're
with
all
the sax player.
I'm just trying
Yes.
to keep it all in check from what I'm hearing here. So from
Well-
where I stand, it's appropriate from where you sit.
We also want to respect the right ear of your cajon player and the left ear of your bass
Oh,
player.
we blew that out a long time ago.
So, Will, what is it about being mayor that nobody wants to run for the job?
Well,
Anyway.
for most towns, you've got literally no power, so I have no vote. So I show up and I'm pretty much just the ringmaster for the circus and keep
That's-
things going. And I'm the face of the town, so you know.
Sounds
I go out
like
and
fun.
represent the
You don't
town.
get a vote on the town board?
I get nothing. No.
Because it's a city manager.
City
run
manager runs the town. That's
system.
correct. Good towns have good city managers.
Yeah.
And I will say Hillsborough is very lucky to have a very awesome city manager. And so he's good friends with my current city manager now, which makes it even awesomer. More
Wait.
awesome, I guess.
But you get to ride on the float, I'll bet.
I don't do that. I'm not that type of man.
Oh,
I'm
man.
not that type. If I
What
go, if I love our parade down in Emerald Isle, but I go to enjoy and sit on the sidelines and drink heavily and enjoy. That's what I do.
So you literally only get the giant scissors.
I don't even get that. I get a little pocket knife, and that's about it. And I don't get invited to much stuff, which is okay, you know. But
He gets the nail clippers. They're just,
yeah, little
takes a
nails-
while to
little
cut that
nail-
ribbon.
It's a small town. I tell people we have the exact same population as Mayberry, which is roughly 2,400.
Yeah, but you occasionally get like a free plate of fried shrimp or something.
No,
No, that would be
nothing. I get grief, man. I get grief.
that would be
all
nepotism,
good.
Bob.
I get a lot of sympathy. It's like, oh, you're the mayor. Oh, sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
He gets all the phone calls.
I get all the phone calls. It's like working the third shift complaint department at Walmart, but I don't get the pay.
Well, you know, I was just last night sitting in a room talking with Tom Stevens, a
I love
former
Tom.
mayor,
What a great guy.
14-year mayor of Hillsborough, and I asked him, Tom, what was your in your first year? Well, I asked him first, did you ever run unopposed? And he said, yeah, actually a couple of times. In fact, the most recent mayor, Mark Bell, who was just elected a few days ago, ran unopposed. And I said, isn't that a shame? He said, yeah. And I said, well, how did you get elected the first time? And he said, well, it was near Halloween, and I gave out full-size Snickers.
Oh, no, we do it.
There you go.
Did it?
That'll do it.
So
Chocolate gets
if
votes.
any of you people who want to be mayor, full-size Snickers is
Is that
a
the deal?
powerful tool.
I'm learning a lot on this show.
Yeah.
But Mayor Stevens was an awesome mayor. He was the mayor when I was working here. Great guy. And there were even T-shirts made about him. It said, Hillsborough, the only town where your drinking buddy and the mayor are the same guy. And I thought, well, that's awesome. Because he's just a great guy. He's always involved, and he's a great artist as well. So super talented guy.
So, Will, it's how's the music scene down there your way?
That's why I moved. Because the music scene is so vibrant. And
Yeah.
I'm already booked for next. Matter of fact, as of this morning, we've pretty much booked up for next year.
No
We're
kidding.
booked solid, pretty much.
Awesome.
So here, that wouldn't happen.
Well, a lot of competition here, and not
So is that-
enough places to play. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm trying to think of Carolina Beach is small, so I'm thinking of, are you playing a range like along the coast, or is that within the area
We play
you are?
from pretty much Carteret County, which is from Swansboro, which is on actually Onslow County, but Swansboro to Beaufort and a little bit in New Bern.
Well, if people happen to
Wow.
be down there, you have a website or use Facebook, or how do
Yeah,
people
we
find your
just
shows?
Facebook and the Will and Tony Show. You can look it up. And the difference down there and here is here. Let's say if you're going over here to the bar, it's usually the same 8 people.
Right.
But down at the coast, it's transient. So you got people visiting. So it's different people every weekend. So I could play the same place almost every night and see a different crowd.
Do you find that you have to play covers to keep
Yes.
people engaged just because
We
they
do.
need something they're used to?
Very seldom do we, and that's what I'm enjoying about tonight is we're playing the originals. And we do 1 or 2 originals when we play it, but not many because there again, you're there to entertain, and that's what we do is we entertain. We do a lot of covers.
And entertain and shag.
But we
Kim.
do different
Not
covers.
not that.
Looks at me when he says that.
Not that shag.
Kim is an excellent
Shagging's
dancer.
very popular.
Oh, yeah. No, shagging will
Amen,
never
brother.
die.
Very popular. That's the beach music scene, and Garth can tell you about all that because he's played with a lot of those beach bands and stuff. But we try to set ourselves apart by doing a lot of cover tunes that you don't hear, like the Bodines and the Gin Blossoms and
Fun.
things like that. Because everybody's playing the same old beach tunes you normally hear down there. So we try to
I
try
love
to mix
beach
it
music.
up. Yeah. So we mix it up. So if you're at the beach, it's beach music, right? Yeah.
But here we're getting to have the privilege of listening to some originals. Everybody spread the word because the show is just getting underway that we are here live on WHUPFM.org. Best way to reach us. But also we're doing movies. Bob?
That's right. We're evil movie producers.
Ooh, and how do people find that?
You can catch our live stream. We're live streaming right now on all of your favorite live streaming services, and your favorite live streaming services are Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. All of that you can find at Whoop Ass the Hat, at WHUP Pass the Hat. Facebook and YouTube, keep them forever so you can watch this live, and then when you decide you want more, you can go back and see the previous 3 or 4 years of live streams and catch all that fantastic music. And we're just building the archive every week.
Well, we want more Will and Tony show right now.
Amen.
Well, thank you. This is Dude Just Like Me. This song was inspired by, I'm trying to remember the lady's name on the TV. Ellen DeGeneres, thank you. The mind's a terrible thing, ladies and gentlemen. There was some controversy when she was spotted at a ball game with George Bush. How can you sit with George Bush? And she's like, it was a ball game. He's a human being. And that's the thing, is we tend to try to separate each other, us against them so much. And that's what's so horrible about a two-party system and the way our government is right now.
Well, George Bush looking pretty good right now.
He's one of the grown-ups.
I would take Pee Wee Herman right now. But anyway, we're going to get off of that. But anyway, I wrote this song about that because I was inspired by that, and I'm also looking at my neighbor behind me, and I realized it was a gorgeous sunset coming up over his house, but he's looking at me from his back porch. He doesn't see it. And that night's a gorgeous moonset behind my house. I don't see it. I'm like, well, we both see it, but we both see it differently. But at the same point, we're seeing the same thing. And I'm thought, and that's what, for me, well, it's just like people in a lot of ways. So anyway, this is called Just Like Me. I'll try not to screw it up too badly. Cannot deny the way I used to see the truth. It was all black and white. Only one way was right. Only one way will do. Then I tried on your shoes, trying to see through your eyes. I found myself looking, found myself feeling the same way inside. Same way inside. Now I see the sunrise while you see sunset. We both see it shine. We both wasted time. We both have regrets. We all have emotions, some low and some high. Cloud up your thinking, make you start drinking. You try not to cry. Try not to cry. Like the world, we keep spinning round in circles, hoping and wishing for some change. But when change comes along, it's not what we want. So we just keep wishing away, wishing away.
tonight. I can finally see we both need some love. We both feel alone. Yes, you're just like me. You're just like me. You're just like me. You're just like me.
Fantastic
Very nice.
song.
Will, you wrote that one?
I wrote that one.
And how long ago was that?
That was 4 years ago.
Oh, so it's good. So right as we were entering the madness season.
Yeah.
So we've asked
The Rona year.
ask other songwriters who've come in here over the last 3 or 4 years. Was it easier to write songs during that time, being isolated, or harder?
It was actually, I think it was harder. Here again, there was just, I don't know, man. It was like the lost year is what I call it, because it seems like we were just in this wave of what's going on, what's happening, who do you believe, who do you trust, everybody's in paranoia, and some of that still exists, and it's a different world up here. When I come up here, it's like you can feel some of this tension. It's like, get me back to the coast, man. But, a lot of it just is there. Nobody knew what to believe, what's going on, and the uncertainty of it all, and having to, when you're arresting surfers out in the ocean, I'm like, this is getting ridiculous. A guy's out surfing. Why are we getting this paranoid? Yes, it should be. To begin with, no doubt. We should have all been careful and trying to do the right thing. But after a while, it's just like, okay, come on.
Hard to surf with a mask on.
Exactly.
Scares the sharks, that
And
mask.
they were more than 6 feet apart.
I'll bet.
But I'm just glad we're through most of that. Some of that will linger on. That it'll last probably to the next generation.
Well, we learned some good habits. When there's something highly contagious going on, remember to wash your hands a lot. Wear your mask when you're around a lot of people, but you don't have to go overboard about it.
And that's something we should all be. Well, when I went in the Army, that was the first thing that I didn't think about is, we grow up here in our first world, and things like that we take for granted, but they teach you this is how you sanitarily wipe your whatever. Now, why are we teaching? Because we forget there's a world out there that didn't have the advantages we have. They're still out there.
Don't touch your face.
Exactly. Don't touch your face. And if you want to sneeze, cover that noggin.
Any of these originals out there recorded that people can get to, buy?
Yes. I'm going to re-record some of these with these guys. And you can look at Will Baker. I'm on Spotify, music, and all that stuff. And I got my royalty check last quarter for, I think, 18 cents.
That's a lot of
Well
streams.
That's a
done.
lot of money.
You've made it.
All those sales are in Norway, though. Nothing in America.
Who
They
cares?
love my weird stuff
I see
in
the
Norway.
tour. The tour's coming up then.
Yeah, it's a song I wrote called Jello Logic, and it got real popular when Bill Cosby was being incarcerated because I do a Bill Cosby impression in the song.
Oh, perfect.
Jello pudding!
Oh, my God.
It's a really stupid song. I wrote it when I was sober. That's what happens when I get sober.
You try not to do that.
It makes things really
We're here
weird.
to support you not doing that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And these guys are a great help as well. But it's been, that was just a year of, like I say, I did write some music, but I never put any lyrics to it because it's like I just was, I don't know, it was like a fog almost.
Well, this is a good sounding band here, so you definitely need to capture this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we think we finally got the saxophone dialed in.
Okay.
So the next song is features the saxophone, right?
All songs.
All
feature.
songs feature the saxophone. We've changed everything when Garth joined the band. And we're so glad to have him, and just another great thing that came out of Hillsboro. There you go.
Amen.
How about Shut Your Mouth? You want to?
What'd you say?
This is almost true story about my nephew's girlfriend from past. And I crawled in the car with
with the girl that was my first mistake. It seems this old southern girl had never heard of a break. My nails were in the dashboard clinging for dear life. That's when she flashed a crazy smile. Then she said, baby, won't you shut your mouth? That's the way we like it here down south. Cover it up, baby, don't be too proud now. It's the way we like it here down south. And baby, shut your mouth. And parked in front of her favorite bar. Soon I realized this girl was taking it way too far. She's drinking those tequila shots all night long. And that's when she introduced me to her old man. Take that, baby, won't you shut your mouth? That's the way we like it here down south. Cover it up, child, no, don't be too proud now. She said, come on now, just shut your mouth. That's the way we like it down south. Shut your mouth. That's the way we like it here down south. Cover it up, child, no, don't be too proud now. That's the way we like it here down south. And baby, shut your mouth. That's right. Get excited. Shut up.
All right. Will Smith, get my wife's name out of your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
Think he'll ever live that down?
Oh, dear God.
I don't know.
That's sad. That's mental illness on display there, but it was celebrated, not treated. That's the problem with I see things nowadays.
Yeah, there were some raw feelings going on there.
Oh, breaks my heart. But that song was about my nephew was dating this girl, and he had just redone this nice fastback Mustang, gorgeous car,
Well,
and he made the mistake of letting her drive it. She got in there and I lived on a dirt road, out here in Snow Camp, and just all of a sudden I just see this big ball of dirt,
Rooster tail
cloud,
yeah.
and I hear him going, "Slow down." I thought, there's a song there. Just shut up, I'm driving.
well, everybody, we are enjoying the Will and Tony show, and Garth and Andy here, and having a wonderful time. And we're about to reach the top of the hour, where we say this is WHUP LP Hillsboro.
That's right. And support for this almost second hour of Pass the Hat is sweetly
We
provided.
need a spokesmodel.
Oh, thank you.
It's Matthews.
Is
Fine
sweetly provided
chocolates.
by Matthews Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsboro, North Carolina, the finest in chocolate and chocolate accessories for all of your chocolate needs. And let's face it, we all have chocolate needs.
That's right.
Y'all get down to Matthew's, buy all of the chocolate. Well, don't buy all of it. Leave me some, because I'm an addict by now. And you're going to want chocolates for Christmas.
Yes.
Don't show up there on Christmas Eve and expect to get any chocolate. Place
Nope.
your orders Thanksgiving weekend.
Which is coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, just
Kind of fast.
Sneaks up on you.
Matthew gave me the scoop on that, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes, this past week. He was advising people that if they want their orders to be picked up quickly, because you know it's nuts, there's going to be a line, all that. When you make your order Thanksgiving weekend or around that time, pay ahead of time. Pay in
Yes,
advance.
make it fast.
And then you can walk in, hi, waves Visa card, and off you go. Num, num, num.
Be smart about getting
Yep.
your chocolate, y'all.
Plan ahead.
Smart chocolate.
Yeah.
And if you happen to be in there looking for some hot chocolate, he has this amazing cardamom hot chocolate that will, it'll just blow your mind.
Yeah. The Mexican is my favorite. I like the hot one.
Yep, it's got a little kick to it.
So good.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he does his own marshmallow, so you can get one. I bought Tony
So
one. it's a
numb.
dark chocolate covered marshmallow. Throw that in that hot chocolate. Go all Nirvana on that thing, man.
I have to wonder about, you said that you play all these covers
Yeah.
at many of your gigs, and I get that. But all these songs, I'm sitting here about a third of the way through. I'm singing along. They're abundantly clear, like I'm not sitting here wondering, I wonder what that was about. Like, pretty clear to me. And I would imagine that the average person sitting at the gig would love these songs. They're danceable, they're sing-alongable. I personally think you ought to do more originals at your gigs.
Well, thank you.
You do mix them in, right?
We try to mix them in.
I'd mix more in because I'm here for
totally
this.
agree.
And I'm not even drunk.
Yet.
Oh, maybe we should.
We can
yeah.
fix it.
Work harder.
Work on that. Most musicians that write are our own worst critics.
Hey, Will, your songs don't suck.
Thank you.
Well, there you go.
I may suck, but the songs are fine.
Well, I need more dancing and yeah, and you need to work out that hip. So let's get going.
Oh yeah.
The camera's on, Kim. You can get out there and dance anytime you want to.
Oh, no, you got a hip to loosen up there. You go out there and do it.
Will y'all play us some music, please?
All right. This is another song inspired by a bad relationship. Not mine.
Woo!
Not mine.
What is it?
Sweet Misery.
Sweet misery.
We can do Bittersweet. You want to do that right quick? I didn't write that one, but
You made the list.
You made the list.
okay, I made the list. I'm being told. We've got an alert coming.
I'm trying to
Are you
turn
okay?
off my watch because it binged at me.
Okay, I didn't know if there was a medical emergency or something.
Stop texting me, everyone.
Yeah, come on, guys. She's on the show. Dudes. Anyway, this song's called Sweet Misery. She's got a smile that'll cost you the morning. She's always in style. She lives it all for the moment. She loves the glitter and the glamour now. She's gonna go real far. Oh, nothing really seems to matter. She drives a real fine car. Well, now the boy sees the girl of his dreams. He's no idea what his fate's gonna be for sweet misery. Take a look at that poor boy. Work his young life away. He can't afford none of her habits. He tries to keep up anyway. Yeah, oh, he thinks he's found a true love. He thinks about her all the time. Oh, could never really afford her until he spent his last dime. But now it seems that it's all going out. But maybe he's better without that sweet misery. Oh, the catalog of dreams, baby. All right, let's double time that thing, Ron. Now it's time to end the story.
left him flat and broke. What the hell could you expect now from a woman so cold? Well, now he's gotta stop and think about what that girl done to him. I could never really afford her after working so hard. Well, now it all comes from without a doubt. After all, he's better without the sweet misery. All just a catalog of dreams. I'm talking about that sweet old misery. Just a misery for you and me. One more time, let's double down.
Hit the C chord there.
Yeah, that was the
Z
jazz
chord.
version.
Yeah, sometimes I get confused because we're capoing when we're playing out so much. And isn't this a cool? You ever seen a capo like that?
I haven't.
It's
It's a shark.
It's a shark.
Shark.
Capo. That's
very
pretty
cool. Wow.
That was given to me by Doug Raymond, who has a radio show down on the coast
Right.
called The Average Joe. And he's got, it's a long story, but anyway, his nephew, we've been helping his nephew out to play, a kid trying to learn how to, play with bands and stuff. And he said, well, here, let me give you something. And he gave me this capo. And I'm like, well, that is really cool. And it works very well.
Bob, we need pass the hat capos.
Pass the hat capos.
Yeah,
Be
man.
cool.
Any of you designers out there with your own CNC or what is the thing that makes it out of the plastic?
3D printer.
3D printer, yes. Make us a capo.
There we go.
And I want it so that you can pull out little pieces of the foam so that you can leave some strings open.
Yikes.
You want it fancy.
Like Bet
Yes.
Paget. Bet Paget came in here and she had this capo with
Oh
little
my
little
gosh.
pieces. And it was
Yeah, you can do individual strings.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty awesome.
That's like demon worship. Well,
It's
when,
not natural.
well, when you're writing these songs, do they come spilling out all at once perfect, or do you have to bring them along?
It depends. Sometimes I'll literally wake up in the middle of the night and have something hit me. Music-wise, it's different. Sometimes I'll have a lyric hit me and it's like, oh yeah, there's a great song. I need to write something about that. And sometimes it's the music.
How do you remember it?
I'll hear the music. I have a recorder I usually keep on my person because if I get up in the middle of the night, I got one by the best and I'll hit it and I'll just say, okay, blah, 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 and then go back the next morning and what did I say? Oh, now I remember. And
So you just went down to your police department and grabbed one of the police body cams so you can just tap it and all of a sudden you're live?
He never played in the same way.
yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, they're original every time he
Every
plays
time
them.
we play,
Oh,
it's
okay.
original.
Well, I don't want these guys getting bored, because when you're playing cover tunes a lot of times, you can get bored. So even with the cover tunes,
We don't play this.
we don't do them quite normally at all and mix it up and change lyrics around sometimes just to see if anybody's really listening.
Well, speaking of playing and people listening, where's next?
Let's see, we're playing Swansboro tomorrow.
Excellent.
It's
Just like the whole town?
for the whole town. It's
Swansboro by
Swansboro by candlelight. It's a big deal down there
Wow.
for the merchants. And
Nice.
Sounds
we'll be
cool.
playing at the Pug Pavilion. Come on down, bring your money. And it's beautiful downtown. And
They light the Christmas
there-
tree.
Yeah, everybody's jumping early
That
into
is
the season
nice.
this year. Yep, so we'll be doing that tomorrow. It'll be fun.
Very cool.
And then next week, we're at the where are we at?
Distillery?
We're at the distillery next week, or willy-nilly? I have to look at the schedule.
No,
We're
it's
all
willy nilly and Carolina Home and Garden.
Carolina Home and Garden. That's another beautiful venue down east. Oh, gorgeous place to play.
So for everybody out there like me who doesn't remember any of these places other than Swansboro, how can they find out?
They can go to our website at the Will and Tony Show on Facebook, and we give you all the information you need to know.
Will and Tony Show on Facebook, y'all.
Yep.
Stalk them, find out where they're playing because you want to be dancing to this music.
It's fun stuff, and we that's the thing is we try to have fun, And if you make one person laugh or somebody forget the crappy day they had, then I feel we're successful.
Now, my crappy day has gotten much better.
Well, there you go. I
So
hope
thank
your
you.
hip's okay. We heard stories.
Well, Bob is like Bob set records on hip replacement bounce back. Is that what it's called?
That's the technical term.
Like the next day, Bob's running up the stairs. I don't know. They gave you a special hip, I think.
It's made out of Nerf.
That's pretty cool.
Mine's made out of
Either that or he made a special.
With titanium Nerf, it's kind of the same stuff. Yeah.
There you go.
Will, what you got next?
I want Tony to sing one so you can hear his golden vocals. This is a cover tune, by the way. That's a way we do Bittersweet. Are we tuned? There it is.
There's your,
Tighten that reed. Hey, there's the cocaine.
there's your drink.
I love a radio station that has cocaine hanging around. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about because you can't see behind us, but there was a energy drink produced in Hillsboro. I don't know, are they still around? And they called it cocaine.
It still exists, but it was
Different
sold
name?
to one of the big bottling companies.
Okay, but it was called cocaine, and we got when I was here, they brought cases of that stuff, man, and it's like Red Bull times 12.
It would keep you awake for an insane amount of time.
Yep, and they still have one can left here, so y'all ought to auction that off. You might can make some money. See how much you can get for a can of cocaine. You'd be surprised. Some people might think it's the real deal. I'll give you
almost is.
$4,000 for that can of cocaine.
I'll tell you a story one day of the time I drank a can, but not tonight.
I'm still tuned. I'm impressed.
I am too.
I know.
A little light looks through her bedroom window. She dances and I dream she's not so far as she seems. Brighter meadows, melting sunsets, her hair blowing in the breeze. She can't see me watching. Oh, and I'm thinking, love, 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 love. It's bittersweet, more sweet than bitter, bitter than sweet. It's a bittersweet surrender. It's bittersweet, more sweet than bitter, bitter than sweet. It's a bittersweet surrender. I said I'm older now. I work in the city. We live together. But it's different than my dream. Morning light fills the room, I rise. She pretends she's sleeping. Are we everything we wanted? Oh, but I'm still thinking, love, 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 love. It's bittersweet, more sweet than bitter, bitter than sweet. It's a bittersweet surrender. It's bittersweet, more sweet than bitter, bitter than sweet. It's a bittersweet surrender. I said I know we don't talk about it. We don't tell each other. all the little things that we need. We work our way around each other as we tremble and as we tremble and we bleed, as we tremble and as we tremble and we bleed. It's bittersweet, more sweet than bitter, bitter than sweet. It's a bittersweet surrender. It's bittersweet, more sweet than bitter, bitter than sweet. It's a bittersweet surrender.
Oh, that was sweet.
Dedicate to our friend Rick Hatzel, who passed away. We always play that song for him. He's a great supporter of music. He didn't play anything, but he was always there when we were playing, and that was his favorite song.
Well, you have to have consumers of music as well as producers, so
That's right.
yay to folks in the crowd.
If people don't come out to hear the music, we're in bad luck. Bad shape.
So speaking of people coming out to hear your music, when you guys play, are you're playing at the club down in Swansboro, or playing at the pavilion down in Swansboro, or the club wherever else you're playing? You're in like matching blue velvet suits with the white trim on them.
Actually, no. We tried that once, but Tony he wants to stand out.
Yeah.
I don't think Glenn Jones has been in this band.
Clearly not.
No. He's not influenced y'all. I have to wonder about, you came on later, Garth, right? Okay. Was that an intentional thing, like you had an epiphany one day saying, saxophone, that's what I need?
Said that.
Because it
did
totally
you-
works.
It does, or did you stumble into, you heard him and thought, that's it, that's the ad, because that sound adds so much
does.
to the sound of
Amen.
this band.
We all met at the open mic.
Yeah, we were doing.
Wait, they lit
open
saxophones
mic
at the open mic?
I do a blues jam at the Carolina Home of Garden, and
okay.
I set up all the instruments. So in that way, I get some of the guys that are down there, just awesome musicians, and you're going to hear some of their music later. And I wanted them to be able to play. And
Sure.
So if I set up all the instruments, that just come and set in, and that way it's not a gig. So it's more just guys getting together and having a fun time. But Garth, I met through my former bass player when I lived here, Randy Wilson. And he told Randy, "Hey, I'm moving the Swan. I got a friend. You gonna know Will Baker? I'm gonna call Will Baker right now."
He called you
He
right
did. He
away.
called me right then.
Yeah,
Next thing I know, well, hey Garth, how you
And I
doing? Well, come
told
on
him,
down.
He called Will and put me and Will on the phone together. I never even talked to Will until that day. And
Well-
yeah, I'm moving to Swansboro. He says, well, when you get here, let's look each other up. And that's when we hit the open mic.
I think you came to hear us play at the Willy Nilly.
I did, yeah.
And
But-
I
but
thought,
hearing
well,
your-
if he still wants to play with us after that, then oh my.
But hearing your music now, it would be a shame to hear it without the saxophone.
That's
Yeah, that's
I
how we
feel.
feel.
That's how we feel. Tony and I, we got an what we call an emergency gig last week at the Willy Nilly. They had somebody cancel, and they asked if we could sit in. And I said, well, Andy's off on vacation. I said, and Garth has already agreed to play with some other guy. It can just be me and Tony. And I thought she'd say no. Well, sure. She was that desperate. And so me and Tony, I said, well, Tony, this will be a nice reminder to us of how well we have it now. And so we start playing the first song, and Tony's like, "Hey, you got to play some bass." Oh, that's right, we don't have bass. I got to get all the strings now, And,
Strum
and
the whole
then
thing.
where I would
with-
normally break off and start playing a lead, I'm like, "No, I got to keep playing because I don't have bass. I don't have Garth." So it was just it was bittersweet. It was nice to play, but we missed those guys horribly. And then we got together and played the next night at the distillery, and I was like, "Oh, this is how it's supposed to be."
And, speaking of changing the music as you're playing, and how you get the whole band to play together, you being the mayor, do you basically just bring music in and say, this is what we're playing, and you're going to play it like this?
No, I like to think I would have that control.
So how does it work when,
make suggestions.
how does music come into the band, and how do you guys determine what songs you're going to play, and how are you going to play them?
We're on the second set, fourth song. Will says, "Hey, we're going to play this one. It's in G." And that's how.
And that's what you do. All right.
They get challenged.
I got 850 songs in there.
Okay, wagon wheel, go.
That's $487, sir.
That is the right answer.
And Freebird, you can't afford it.
Well, guys,
You know, unless you want the reggae version, we do that for $312.
oh,
Brown Eyed Girls on special, $86.
But with different lyrics.
But with different lyrics. We do Pothead Girl.
I kind of need to hear that now.
well, with that,
Sure.
well, guys, we got time for probably two more.
Two more.
If you'd be so kind.
Two more.
We just happen to have two more.
We got, yes, we do.
See and wait and win.
Okay, the Sea and then the Waiting in the Wind will win. That's our best song, I think.
Great.
So
Tempo 2.
I'm going for 5.
Now I just want to sing Baby
we
Shark
used the
doo
new
doo
kid.
doo 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 Baby Shark doo 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 doo.
Would you like to be on my guitar? Yes, I would. Which fret you want to be on? On the other 5.
All right, we
Is
got
this the
time
first-
for one more now.
Right.
Is this the first time we've had a puppet in the studio?
It is the first time.
And the last.
Standing at the ocean, watching as the tide rolls by. Sometimes my life is like it, sometimes it's slow, but you know, sometimes it's high. Each wave now is different, just like every day. Hard to really judge them, don't know when they're gonna break. Sometimes I paddle past the breakers, lay out on the board for a while. Can't explain the feeling. Sometimes all I can do is just lay and smile. And I'll stay out on the water till I finally catch a wave. And I try to ride it in, that moment I will save, till I find myself back on the sea again. Till I feel the waves roll against my skin. Oh, against my skin. Just like life, push you down but always get back up again. Just when you think you're in control, sea will let you know you're a mortal man. But when I'm back at home, my feet are on dry land. Think about the moment I will soon feel the surf and sand, and I find myself back on the sea again. Till I feel the waves roll against my skin. Till I feel the waves rolling on again. Till I find myself back on the sea again. Try to find a nice one, try to ride it in. And I dream about the time I got the surfing skin, and I find myself back on the sea again. Till I feel the waves roll against my skin. Oh, against my skin.
That was beautiful.
That song's about surfing.
Everybody, I've reached very close to the end of this week's Pass the Hat. Come see us next week. And again, we are so pleased to have been able to have the Will and Tony Show here in the studio this evening. Guys, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
And why don't you bring us home with something real nice?
All right, this is original song called Waiting in the Wind. Oh, 2. That's what we're doing, 2.
Back home on a different road. I had to see if I could get around the mess left by flow. Lord knows it's not the same old thing like happened yesterday. She's not gonna leave lightly or feel your feelings fade. Hold my breath and wonder she be the one to seal my fate. No, she makes us wait, waiting in the wind. Wait all night and then we'll wait again. Waiting in the wind. We'll stand here till the bitter end. Waiting in the wind. Oh, flow, please go away. Waiting in the wind. She came at us so hard. She drove the sea into the land. She made sure that all those that stayed felt her till the bitter end. Lord knows not the same old thing like happened yesterday. She's not gonna leave lightly. I feel your feelings fade. Hold my breath and wonder she be the one to seal my fate. No, she makes us wait, waiting in the wind. Wait all night and then we'll wait again. Waiting in the wind. We'll stand here till the bitter end. Waiting in the wind. Oh, flow, please go away. Waiting in the wind. To seal my fate. No, she makes us wait, waiting in the wind. Wait all night and then we'll wait again. Waiting in the wind. We'll stand here till the bitter end. Waiting in the wind. Oh, flow, please go away. Waiting in the wind.
Sorry, he's just having a medical
That
emergency.
song choked him up.
Yeah.
That was such a good song.
All right, it is now that time in the show when we're going to thank you all, Will and Tony Show, for coming in and brightening a day that needed to be brightened. It sounded like. Yep. Wave at the camera. Say goodbye to all your watchers.
Thanks for having us.
Bob, you're going to be all right. Okay,
don't know.
It is now your turn to. Okay. Where am I?
Do you know what you're doing?
I-
Hit destinations.
Yep.
And then hit stop.
So much bourbon. Stop.
So little time.
Off.
So little time.